Hello and welcome everybody that joined me here today on Real Talk Sean. I really appreciate you checking out the channel. Really appreciate it. So thank you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you engage. Everybody say like, comment, and subscribe on all the videos, but being 100% honest, this channel is really going to be about engagement. It is a channel about really communicating. When I thought about it and I looked at the different spaces, I said, there's not really a space where you can come on and just have a genuine conversation about various topics in life, various things you go through on a day to day basis, where you can engage with people, really, just everybody engaging, having a conversation with like minded people. I mean, really discussing just various topics. I know the topic I'm going to talk about today to start everything off is going to be fear. It's gonna be fear, and like that's gonna be the topic. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for checking it out, and shortly we're gonna get started. Just want to go ahead and get all the introductions and everything out the way. So, like I said, we're gonna be talking about fear today. Now, when people think about fear, when I think about fear, when I first thought about fear, I said a lot of people probably associated with things like childhood stuff. I don't know, things that go bump under your bed, things that may be inside your closet, things that you may see out of the corner of your eye. You may start to think about fear and think about it in ways like that. But that ain't the fear I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fear that comes and plays a part on your emotions. They play a part on your state of mind. They play a part on your outlook in life. That's the type of fear I'm talking about. The fear that comes in, and it can be caused from various things. It can be good, it can be bad. But we're gonna talk about it all here today. Really, when I think about fear, you can just start it off by talking about how fear really can come in and affect you. I was looking at a show on Netflix, I think it's called Too Hot to Handle, and the last two contestants that was in the competition, they both had found their person. Things was going pretty good. One of the boys, he already found a girl. She liked him. He liked her. Things was going pretty smooth. However, he had a fear of commitment because he was like he didn't want to get hurt. He didn't want to get hurt by the whole process. And he said he was young. He didn't know what else was out there. A lot of times like that, you find yourself in them situations, things going good, y'all good together. You do best to go ahead and hold it and nurture what you have and let it grow. He had a fear though that she was going to leave him. He was going to end up hurt because he had past traumas that he hadn't dealt with. He hadn't resolved them. He hadn't even worked on them too much, but he was starting to come around and seeing how that stuff in his past was coming to affect his present. That whole basis of fear almost caused him to throw the whole thing away. Luckily, he didn't do it. The other guy, he just wanted to travel. He wanted to travel. He didn't want to be weighed down. He had his freedom, and he was great. He was afraid that the girl that he was dating, everything going good with them, that she was going to stop him from going ahead and traveling and living that life, seeing the world and everything. Lo and behold, she already been traveling. She already been doing it. She already been doing all of that stuff. In actuality, she a good person for him. She already traveled. So the fears that he had, he didn't even have to fear him at all, but they was there. They was there because he also had past traumas. Them past traumas came in, had an old relationship, so he say things didn't go down so smooth. It really messed him up. You got to get rid of some of that stuff that you don't went through in order to get to the next level. You got to be able to look at them past situations, talk about them past situations, and put them behind you. It's always important to learn a lesson from a past situation so that you don't continue to have fears. But even if you have fears that may not be fears, that may just be warnings, patterns that you're going to look out for so they don't come around, repeat, and hurt you. Fear is one of them emotions where it's associated with negativity, but in all actuality, it really can come in and do you a world of good. It can teach you lessons, it can break cycles, and it really can just help anybody overcome difficult things. Another version of fear that I find that comes up a lot is things like fear of becoming or playing a role in something in which, let's just say, you have no experience in. People that's raised with single parents, they don't have both viewpoints from both parents because they was only raised with one. Now that's not no excuse because even if you was raised with one parent, you can go find people and fill in that gap and get the understanding of what it is to be a man, what it is to be a woman, and what it is to be the type of human that you want to be, because you ain't always got to be like the next person because everybody different. You can create your own definition and you can live life based on your own means. So for people like that, then they got that fear of in them. They got that fear in them. Let's just say they got that fear in them. They may be faced with things such as, will I be a good father? Will I be a good husband? Can I fulfill that role that I never seen play out in my life? If you ain't even thinking about the fear part of it, you're gonna probably jump into it and do it like everybody else do it. You're gonna be cautious, you're gonna look at what you're gonna do, you're gonna read some books, and you're gonna perform it at the best you can as a human. And it's gonna be okay. But when you start to think about it, fear start to creep in. Can I be something that I never seen? Can I take care of another human? Can I add that responsibility to my life? Can I add that to my life? Can I? It'd just be a simple question. But fear is what comes in and allow them questions to come in and just make you so frightened that you may want to go the other way. Or you may just be so afraid that you just start analyzing everything, breaking it down, and then eventually and hopefully you can come back to yourself after you ask yourself, well, why am I feeling this particular way? What's causing me to feel this particular way? What in me is making me not feel like I can be a provider, I can be a protector, I can be a guardian, I can be whatever it is that you may want to be, because everybody got their own different thing. But if you have a doubt, go inside yourself, because that's exactly what I did, and analyze, why am I this way? It's a simple question. Why am I this way? Why do I do what I do? Why? What's the reason for it? Because there has to be a reason for everything. I really feel like people don't really do anything for no reason. There's always a reason behind their actions. For people like that, they'll be just fine. They just gotta look within themselves and acknowledge that fear. Once they acknowledge their fear, they just gotta look back to themselves and be like, I done overaccomplished. I done overcame this. I done overcame that. I done killed this. I done killed that. You know what I'm saying? I got accomplishments under my belt. I really believe God don't really put nothing on your shoulders that you can't bear. If you've been carrying that weight and you've been overcoming, you ain't got no reason to stop. You got no reason to stop believing that you can't be anything that you put your mind to be in, because that's how we are built. That's exactly how things work. So fear ain't gotta come in. Now I also said something about fear, that fear can be a good thing. Fear can actually keep you from repeating cycles if you're looking at it. You get something and you in something don't feel right, the pattern a little off, people doing stuff a little different, they moving a little shisty. That's a warning. It come in with the feeling of fear, but that's actually a warning for you to slow down, review, and just take a look at the whole picture. Because 9 times out of 10, something ain't right. That's when your intuition start to kick in, when you start dealing with that emotional fear, because it's a response to a pattern that you've already experienced before. Fear is actually a good emotion. You really just gotta get with it, understand it, and see how it plays out in your life as an individual. You got other people that deal with fear, other ways fear come in. You got people that may be defensive. You may find people that's just so defensive. Now you ain't did nothing to these people, but be nice to them, try to help them, try to talk to them, try to have that conversation. And you find some people that's just hard to talk to, hard to deal with. And I'm not gonna lie, me personally, I find people like that, they hard to talk to, they hard to deal with. I let them go about their way. I'm not finna sit here and give my energy to try to change mode or anything. If you want to be like that, baby, be like that. I ain't stopping you. I'm gonna let you do you, because we all got free will. But if you do find somebody and they got that defensiveness in them, and you just wondering why, some people, you just gotta start asking some questions and start looking. It's probably a reason the way they like that. And 9 times out of 10, they probably just doing it subconsciously to protect themselves from getting hurt. It's a defense mechanism. Now you coming across being nice to something, you don't know what they've been through. You don't know what's in their past. You could actually be triggering them to come off and respond to you in certain type of ways. Like I said, you actually didn't do anything. But if you find people like that and you like, man, I ain't do nothing to them, I done tried to help them, I'm nice to them, and I just find that they always snapping at me, and they coming about me this way, they doing this type of thing, 9 times out of 10, it ain't got nothing to do with you. You can talk to that person and ask them, hey, I really ain't done nothing to you. I'm trying to be nice to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to talk to you. But it seemed like every time I try to talk to you, you snapping at me. You being real defensive. Did something happen to you? Is there something that you need to work with? Because the type of person I am, you ain't finna keep sitting here disrespecting me. I'm trying to help you out and I be with you and everything. But I'm not finna be taking no disrespect or nothing like that because I may find it offensive. Or anybody may find it offensive. But 9 times out of 10, there's a reason behind that. And sometimes fear is the culprit. People don't want to be hurt in life. No one wants to be hurt. No one wants to go through. Nobody wants to just repeat cycles. No one wants to do any of them things. But we human. We're not perfect. And we are flawed creatures at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, we also should be trying to grow. We also should be looking deep within ourselves, seeing what areas we may want to change if it's an area in which we don't like about ourselves. If you don't like an area about yourself, you can change it. You can get more stronger. You can get more wiser. You can get better if you want to. And that's another thing. If a person is ready to change, that's when they'll change. You can't really look for people to change in any of that. It takes growth, and growth takes time, and it's a whole process. So, just talking about fear, not that one where you just get frightened. You get the goosebumps going up your arms and things like that. Not that type of fear, but that fear that come in on an emotional level and really make you act a certain way, be a certain way, respond a certain way. That's the fear that I'm talking about. Now, in the comments below, I want to know if you experience fear on any type of these levels where it affected you emotionally. Really leave the story, because I'm going to read them and just see, I ain't the only one. And that's another thing. You really not going to be the only one in these type of situations, because we not alone. There's a lot of people here on earth. And if you think you're dealing with a situation, you're the only person going through it, nah, you just ain't found your whole group of people that been going through it, so you can understand their strength in numbers. We can overcome. We can look for the strength in it. We can get over it. So definitely leave it in the comments and let me know what you done been through, or how it resonates, or if the message even resonates with you. Leave me a like to let me know if you like the comment, if it resonates with you, and definitely subscribe so we can have more of these conversations on different topics. And also another thing, I want y'all to let me know in the comments, what topics do you want me to talk about next? What topics do you want to have a discussion on next? What topics you want me to just, I don't know, give my viewpoints on and see. I'm only one person, and I tell you what I know. I give you what I got, and we just gonna take it from there. I want us to have a good time. I want it to be engaging. I want it to be fun, because like I said, in this area of my life, I feel like I just want to have people to have that genuine conversation with, that may resonate with it, that may be like-minded, and it may be topics that y'all want to talk about that I ain't even thought about. So the video done went longer than I expected already. I thank y'all for joining me on Real Talk Sean. I thank y'all for clicking in, and if you made it this far, leave me a like, please subscribe, please comment, let's engage, and let's have a good time. This Real Talk Sean, and I'm out. I appreciate it, and thank you.